Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello,
everybody. I've got Karen Ruimy with me, who is author, dancer, artist, many things.
Thank you. I'm very
Many
happy
things.
to be here
Yeah.
and do that with you
Yeah.
because I really believe in what you do anyway.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
She's working for me too.
I know.
She's doing great. And actually, you helped me also to relax
Thank you.
about social media.
Yeah.
You helped me to show that I was right to be truthful.
Yes.
Because when I started social media, people were trying to create a voice with me. And I always felt so bizarre that I was kind of leaving it alone.
Yeah.
Where with you, you always told me, be yourself, be truthful. And it totally fit me. And it works. So
Thank
it's great
you.
advice.
Yeah.
And then, everything you're doing is great for me.
Thank you.
And you carry a great energy.
I appreciate that.
No, it's true. It's just true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And for me also, working with you and the things that you write, I'm often found, and I think one of my nudges, I pulled out a quote around how when you give your full presence to something, when you're fully engaged in whatever it is, that it's art. And I think we forget that with social media. I think we think, oh, it's just marketing, or it's this, or it's this. But really, it is a channel for art, and it's a channel for a lot of things.
Yes, yes.
How do you, and what you write around authenticity as well, I think they all really pull into this space. If we're talking authenticity, what does that word even mean to you? Because it gets used a lot, the word authenticity. How would you bring that in a social media environment?
Okay. First of all, for me, authenticity is a key word in your life, in life in general, because we are so much taught to be not who we are since childhood and try to create another self and create a personality and be good at this and that, whether you like it or not, whether it's your soul wanting it or not.
Yes.
So I'm sorry to go back to the beginning.
Yes, do.
But when you come on this planet, you come as a soul in a physical body, and this soul has a lot to say and a lot to express. That's why it's coming here. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here. And so this soul has it has a personality with a lot of gifts. How do you say, a palette of energies.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when we grow up, the parents and the school and the society show us what they think is good for us. So they reshape us differently, and we became someone with an identity, and with a profession, a job, a place in the society, in the family, etc. So basically, we become someone else.
Yeah.
And we lose our true authenticity. So for me, the spiritual work, the basis of it is to come back to who you are as a soul. And this work goes back to, it's a spiritual work. So the way you do it is your choice, but basically it's how to connect to your soul. By meditation, by visualization, by yoga, by work, by anything that really help you to connect deep down to your soul, to your inner self. And the spiritual work is going to show you, life is going to show you how to connect and to feel that energy coming to yourself. Yeah. And when you start to feel, you're going to start to be able to grab what's sending you and being able to express. And that's what I'm saying, this is your art.
Yes.
Whatever your soul is going to send you as a gift, as a job, as whatever, or just emotional gifts, being loving, being giving, being caring. This is all the soul richness. So whatever the soul is sending you and you're receiving, you can express, and that's your art. So how is it different in life and social media? There's no difference. Actually, I must say, that social media puts it at stake even more.
I think so.
Yeah. Because the world doesn't need any more opinions, any more repeated opinions, because we have thousands and millions of them, and we are all fed up. And I think the energy is pushing it where people are really fed up. The world needs authenticity.
Yes.
Because we are all unique, we are all special, and we all have a message, and we all have a special art and a special way of doing it. You can be a painter, but you're going to be unique anyway. You can be a writer, you can be... I always use the example of an accountant, because nobody can think that an accountant is an artist. But yes, it's also an art to be able to maneuver the figures and enjoy it. And I've seen it, it exists,
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. Everybody is an artist. Yeah. Because if you tap into your soul, you express it, you are an artist. Well, so that's authenticity.
Yeah. And I think when we're talking about the spiritual and us existing, with the art in real world and then as existing as the art in digital world, it is this question of, us being, it's like our digital avatar, we're existing in this other dimension. Yes. And I know these are conversations that we have had, and it's quite out there for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But for me, the web is literally like this self-created, and I mean, you had some thoughts on this.
So, I was receiving this energy and information that it's Archangel Michael who organized that, or it's patronizing, or it's creating this energy of the web, because Michael is, strength. It's masculine, but it's structure. And we need that structure for that dimension that is not physical. And we have now to allow ourselves to express on that dimension, because it's part of our life. And it's natural, because the soul is not physical. So we need to adapt to something that really is natural. But the way it has been brought to us has been shocking us and putting us again in the dimension of judgment.
And competition.
And
comparison.
Image.
Yeah.
Judgment. So the minute you post something, you, will I be liked? Will I be loved? Whatever.
Yeah.
Will I be judged?
Yeah.
And also, also from experience, you see on social media that people can be very nasty.
Yeah.
So it just panics you.
Yeah.
It's like the child when he's born and he cannot express because he's panicking.
So where I get a lot of people who come to me and they're feeling stuck, or they're feeling afraid, or they're feeling very blocked, whether that's writing, whether that's video, or just being on social media altogether. Do you think that relationship is because of this judgment comparison element, which is still a kind of core soul issue, essentially?
Yeah, it's human.
It's human.
It's our lives, really.
It's funny how we distinguish. We think we're online, so it's not going to affect us in the same way. People come to me when I start using real terms. It's just like, oh God, I've never put the connection of using my spirituality around my social media, or my practices in real life around my social media. So if someone is feeling stuck, what's a process that you would suggest?
I think when you feel stuck, the best way is just to unplug, first of all. Not trying to push it, because you have stuff to do and you have to have likes to sell whatever you have to sell. First of all,
pressure already is like,
stop it, really. And go back to yourself, meditate, connect to who you are, embrace who you are, and know that when you embrace who you are, you're going to love who you are, and you're going to be able to face who you are. And really discover who you are. So it's almost like a very deep spiritual work, really. And when you are in that state, then you express yourself. And then when you have expressed, it's good. You have put it out from your deep self, and it's really harmonized with who you are. So then you don't need any judgment because you already know that's me.
Yes.
I'm going to show that to the world, and I love it.
Yeah.
And then
if people judge me, they judge me. That's their stuff,
their
not
own
mine.
story.
Yeah.
That's not your story anymore. Yeah. You've done the best of yourself. So people can judge you, but that's their stuff. Forget about it. And really, if you're not able to do that, you just do an exercise of protection of yourself in a white bubble, of your work in a white bubble, and then you have an exercise of whatever is coming to you and aggressing you, just let it go. Just like the rain on a glass. Just let it go. And be sure you're going to attract who you need to attract, and not paying attention to the nasty thing.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, but you may attract them, and it's an exercise.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
There is a lot of pressure on people to have the big numbers, and I think that's a really important thing to drop as well.
Yeah.
And let it have its organic life.
But also, it's also a learning curve. Yeah. So it's not in one post or one blog that suddenly, wow, you understood it. Yeah, it's a learning curve. It takes time to become someone on the web.
Yes,
in a way.
It does. Yes.
It's an adjustment every day, and you have to adjust to your truth. And you have to adjust to your social media life. Yeah. So it's almost the same when we were young, we were adjusting to the physical life. So that's how I see it.
Do you think it is a bridge between like ascension in some way?
Oh yeah. I really love the web story, because in a way it's already asking us to live at another dimension.
Yeah.
And that's why we have to embrace it and really love it.
Yes.
And not look at it like evil again.
But it can be both. It's dark and light, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, just like we are in the world.
But the amazing stuff is that you can connect with people on the same vibe as you. And before it was a bit difficult. Yeah. Now we're very lucky because we can connect to amazing energy, being able to read amazing things. Yeah. And so we have to look at this positive vibe.
And we can filter too, so we can choose what we see in our timelines, essentially. In the way that they're changing the algorithm again, and it's just loads of micro decisions, which is almost like energy and
completely.
It's kind of mirroring the way that they're programming it. It's almost a little bit like an artificial intelligence in some way.
Absolutely.
It's quite fascinating how that's all changing and becoming so personalised. So it's almost like that, people say, it's difficult to reach people. I don't believe it is difficult to reach people. I think they're actually making it easy for us.
But
to
also
reach
it's something
people.
to work on. If you have that feeling. Yeah. I think you need to heal that. Yeah. Again. So all the blockage you can see from the social media experience, you need to work on them and heal them. And so it's a great school also.
It is, isn't it?
So it has some empowerment energy in the social media, actually.
I always think it's quite like mirror work.
Yes, it's really.
Particularly with video.
Yeah.
No, it's very fascinating. I mean, your medium really is writing.
Yes.
And I guess explain a bit why that, for me, it was what you were doing naturally. So it made sense that that's what we hooked the content around. Because you love to write. Yeah, you write on a daily basis.
So
talk a bit about your process around blogging. How you do your blogs. Yeah.
I believe that we live in the same energy. And I always believe that there are some winds of change coming to us regularly. And energy from the planet or of the world. And we don't realize that we live the same energy and the same processes. We just live it so differently that we can see that we are in unison in a way. Yeah. We believe to the same matrix of energy. So when I discovered, I've been writing for so many years, but the best thing I can do is writing about what I'm feeling in the moment, in my life, in my time and space. Yeah. And when I do that, I connect with my soul and I connect with spiritual master or spiritual help. Yeah. and then I can download, I can write about that topic, that energy of the day. And very often I feel drawn to share that because I feel that people aren't going to connect very much on that level, on that energy, and it's going to help them. And it's very satisfying for me because when I put out the text, the blog, I can feel the attraction from people who really need it and are really happy to read it, and it's such a gift to share. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Really.
And I think that's also that part of that being in service. So I talk about love, joy, service, ease. And when you get a combination of those things, like it becomes simple. Your social media, that learning, that growing into it just becomes a symbiotic thing between this physical being and then that digital avatar being.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really feeling the connection to this whole matrix of energy where people are really connected and sharing the same moment and same gift, really.
Yeah.
So with the web, it's great because we can do that at a faster pace and a stronger way, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can feel it more.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, and we're seeing it in so many different ways on different channels at different times. I think people get it, like you say, in that moment when they need to receive it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very funny when a post appear on your screen.
Yeah, I know. You're like, I needed that today.
Yeah, really. Oh my God.
But I'm like that when you rise. I often get your plan. I was just like, this was meant for me today.
Yeah. I love it. It's great.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, lovely.
And be authentic.
Yeah.
Be who you are. That's it. Sorry.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Thanks.
Thank you.